Young girls, don't cry. You're not alone in the fight. The broken, the unspoken. We can't heal if the wound is open. It feels like no one cares to see your heart is bleeding. The cry is ignored when you are ill. When the wrong, the pain and lies are kept a secret. To gain for their own benefit. Be strong, be brave. You're too far away from the grave. Stand tall. We are here. We don't know the spirit of fear. We will overcome. Yes, we will overcome. We will overcome. Yes, we will. We will overcome. Yes, we will overcome. We will overcome. Yes, we will. Liberia, Liberia. When will we stop being the inferior? Our vulnerable children stripped of their innocence. It feels like no one cares to see your heart is bleeding. The cry is ignored when you are ill. When the wrong, the pain and lies are kept a secret. To gain for their own benefit. Be strong, be brave. You're too far away from the grave. Stand tall. We are here. We don't know the spirit of fear. We will overcome. Yes, we will overcome. We will overcome. Yes, we will. We will overcome. Yes, we will overcome. We will overcome. Yes, we will. Liberia, we can't give up when they have turned their backs on us. Liberia, we can't give up. Liberia, we can't give up when they have turned their backs on us. Young girls, don't cry. You're not alone in the fight.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, men and women. Welcome to the Commander Galpohkpa Chesson Talk Show. We begin a new week today, Monday, November 29th, 2021. We wake up with news that President Joe Biden is about to place a ban on travel from South Africa and 7 other countries, probably those in South Africa, Lesotho, Burundi, Namibia, all those countries around there that are involved with the Omicron virus. Liberian people need to be very careful. We have been blessed not to be impacted by this disease. Now that it's originating from Africa, a variant, and spreading all over the world, we have to watch the South Africa region, how it's impacting other African nations, and prepare ourselves. Don't wait for it to come to West Africa before we start preparing ourselves, because right now people thinking that there's no coronavirus or COVID-19 in Liberia, or it's diminished. We see a new variant has sprung up in South Africa and in that area. Take heed and govern yourselves accordingly. We also see that the January 6th Congressional Committee has sent a more subpoena, and this time they are trying to call the race supremacists, the Proud Boys, the Oath Keepers, to come and testify. Let us know their involvement. We got to bring this thing to a conclusion and save our democracy and democracies around the world, including Liberia's. Okay? We also know that we're in the Rhode Island community. I keep reiterating this. Our own supporter, Mike Solomon, has put his hat in the mayoral role for Providence City Hall. So I want you all in the Liberian community to take heed and govern yourselves accordingly and pay attention to Mike Solomon. He supported his community for a long time, and he's deciding to go ahead and run for Providence City Mayor. We need to take a close look at supporting him. Okay? New money in Liberia. New money in Liberia. Is this good or is this neutral? Let's start my topics for today. My topics for today are: 1, Liberia's political landscape is sour. 2, Liberia's education today. 3, will peace and stability hold in Liberia? Let me take a break, a sip of my coffee, and we'll start my first topic. Thank God for Monday. Liberia's political landscape is sour. It is sour primarily because since our civil war, since 2000, Charles Taylor, since Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, since George Weah, to this very day, we are disunited. Our country is not united. And in united, people stand. A disunited people fall. We know that. We sing it all the time. United we stand, divided we fall. And here we are with the challenge on us. Time and time and time again. From 1980 to this very day. We have lost so many lives. So many of our people have died in the name of the struggle. So many of our people have died in the name of change. When will this change come? Are we deceiving ourselves? Our leaders deceiving us? Or is our society just a deceitful society? Pick it, take your pick. But something has to and must be done to change what's going on. For years, we suffer from uneducation, miseducation. It's still persisting today. Look at we talk about our education system next. But let's look at the overall education of our country. Our political uneducation, our political miseducation. This is political now. We're talking about education in the political realm. It hasn't fared well with us because all our politics has been on tribal lines. And where we have sought unity and solidarity on party lines, there has always been elements, or have always been elements of diversity, even within our various organizations and parties and groups and clubs and organizations, community society, community organizations. Since 1980 to today, we have not retained any sense of unification and integration among us on any great level. Look at all our community societies, even in America. It's worse in America. You think it's bad in Liberia? It's worse in America. Because in America, everybody thinks we educated here. Everybody thinks they have a shot at leadership. So it's bad here. And if it's bad here, it can't be any better in Liberia. It can't. So we don't know which side of the spectrum we need to really change. We really need to pay attention to. Should we pay attention to the people in Liberia and try to look at their mentalities and set them right? Should we try to look at the people in America and Europe and Asia and try to set their mentalities right? Where do we start among Americans? I mean, Liberians, where do we start? We're all suffering from the same problem. The people in Liberia confused, disunited. The people in America confused, disunited. And because of all this disunity and failure to understand the greater picture and goal for our country, our politics is sour. Now we wake up with news that there were attempts over the weekend to evade Monrovia or attempts to steal the newly arrived money for the Republic of Liberia. I know it's true. Even though people silent about it, I heard somebody talk about it in Liberia. So, oh, people close it. When I asked, people were silent. Oh, we don't know. We don't really know that this it. But something went on over the weekend in Liberia. Where there is smoke, there is fire. I also heard it on another show. Which show was it? One of these shows. Somebody said people in the market backing up and things that they didn't go into detail. But I know that people are scared to talk about it. But something went on over the weekend in Liberia. And this is all contributing to the sour politics going on in our country. Sour. The landscape is sour. And if we don't rectify it and ensure that our people understand the magnitude that is at stake in our democracy, the gravity of what will happen if we regress into chaos, instability, and another civil war. It's not far-fetched. Even a little violence, even a little disturbance is uncalled for. It's unnecessary. But if we do not set ourselves on the right course, if we do not provide the right atmosphere for positive changes from now until 2023, for peace and stability from now until 2023, for our national security, there is sure to be change in our country. Radical change. But I listened to Francis too. He said over the weekend there were attempts to invade Liberia. There were attempts to steal and rob the money that just arrived in our country and leave us broke. I don't care who did it. I don't care who he's pointing fingers to. The mere fact is that this occurred. It's terrible. The mere fact that people in our nation, if this is true, can collude to other peoples and bring foreigners into our country to destabilize our nation and even steal our money. Where does that put our national security? Where does that put the lives of our people? Even CCTV can't help us. Even if we get all the CCTV, it can't help us. And we can't go on like this. We got to consider the magnitude of what will happen if our country slip back into chaos and destruction and evil. We've had enough. The same people that had us in this war are the same people leading us. And all they know is war and chaos and stealing and murder. That's all Ellen Johnson said. People know. that all she and her people know, and we need our country back. We need our country back because as long as these warlords and people continue to function and operate in our country, there is no guarantee we will get our country back. There is no guarantee the stealing will stop. There is no guarantee the attempt to bring chaos and destruction and disruption to good governance and leadership in the Republic of Liberia, wherever it is. So Liberia's political landscape is sour with stagnation. It's sour with stagnation. We can't G, we can't haul. Every time we try to take a step forward, there's something to pull us back. There's some chaos to destroy our sense of mobility, our sense of moving forward, our sense of unity and solidarity, our sense of progress and advancement. Why? Why we always got to be like this? It doesn't have to be like this all the time. But when we have unconscious thinking people, selfish thinking people, greedy thinking people, lost, miseducated, blind thinking people, we can't change. We can't gravitate out of this stagnated state of existence. Take one step forward, we take two steps backward, take three steps forward, take three steps backward. I mean, we're just going forward and coming backward. We're not moving. It's stagnation. We've got to break this chain of backwardness. Growth without development. As I always say, if these people persist in our society, Ellen Johnson said it there, our society will not grow because the woman telling us she won't put another woman in power to run Liberia the way she screwed Liberia up. She come and screwed Liberia up. I mean, Ellen Johnson screwed Liberia. Ellen Johnson said he screwed Liberia up. She brought us into this war. We killed all our people. God cursed her. Ebola came. All the money she stole it, she and her children. Our oil, she stole it. Our son broke it down. She put her children in power. Everybody just stealing from our government and our people and our nation and us, our wealth, all our property in Liberia. We can't even claim it. We can't even claim it. You know, now we hear talk about the southeastern region, foreigners taking the over. Helen couldn't stop them. Who are these people taking over the for east and our country? We can't stop them. It's troubling. It's troubling. And all of this happening because we're not united. All this Congo, let me tell you something. All this Congo and country BS don't matter. Don't matter. It's all about greed and trying to divide us. Sticks and stones can break my bones, but words, we can't let words hurt us. I wouldn't be who I am today if words were hurting me. And some white people hurt me too. Some people helped me. When I joined the army, my colonel helped me. One of my colonels, he called me and told me straight, he said, Chesson, you educated, you're smart. He said, people will always screw with you, but you got to be grounded and know what you stand for, where you are, and what you believe in. And you will not be shaken or moved by nonsensical nonsense. That's a real side. But my colonel was right. And when after me, I had that conversation, my whole life in the military changed. I became a soldier. And he told me later on, he said, Mama, you became a soldier. He said, you became in the military, an educated man, and now you're a soldier. You don't ask why. You don't ask questions. You follow orders. Until you reach to the place to ask questions and give or and question things, you follow orders. But those are the lessons I had to learn. And fortunately, I had people who cared about me to tell me that, white and black, to tell me that, say, my man, look, don't mind the hype. Don't mind the hype. Do what you gotta do. And there were more. Not one of my colonel told me that, but he was like a father to sit me down and tell me that. So not all of us got people like those in our lives who, instead of punishing us, will sit us down and talk to us and say, look, man, you got potential. Don't screw it up. Don't screw it up. Nobody will come and pat you on the back and slap you on the ass and shit like that. But you gotta know, you gotta stay grounded. You're not living your life for other people. We're living our life for ourselves. And for ourselves to do what we gotta do for ourselves, we had to find solutions, lasting and positive solutions to our problems. Because nobody would do it for us. And we keep on this stupid bullshit we're going on in Liberia, in our lives, in America, in the diaspora. We're not going to win. And we don't want to hear the truth. People that know the truth, we want to run away like I owe you some shit. I ain't owe nobody shit. Nobody ain't owe me shit. You see, my pa died. I took it like a man. I analyzed the situation. I took the spanking. I said that I belong people say my pa died and they're not wrong. I'll take the damn spanking. But when I see other people who kill my pa do worse than my pa, and the Liberian people silent, I got a fucking problem with the Liberian people. Somebody got to get kicked in the ass or in the nuts and some shit because something is wrong. We don't kill our people in the name of justice and let other people perpetrate the same evil worse than before. Now we're coming to a sense talking about Ellen Johnson smart and all that. Ellen Johnson selling us smart, she's wicked, she's stupid. She took a risk putting her children in power over our country. It makes our people look stupid. I was looking at my people were looking at assholes. Because there's people kill my father and 13 people and destroy our nation because of nepotism and stealing and roguishness. Then this woman come and put all her children, all their baby pested small nuts children over my country. And nobody said nothing. And everybody honoring her and following the foreigners, giving her gifts and things like that. I still can't believe what the Liberian people did. I can't. I can't believe it. It's mind-boggling. It gotta be juju or some shit. It gotta be supernatural. There is no way that Liberian people will kill 13 people on the pools and rejoice for freedom. Kill our president for nepotism, favoritism, corruption. Then let a woman come and put her children over our government. Her children screwing our men in the butt for jobs. Ah, for 12 years, for 12 long years. Is that the curse of Torah? It's a curse. It's a curse. One woman, her children, screw all the men in our nation. Try to change our laws to make butt fucking natural and real. And our people don't say nothing. Our people, you're praising her, saying, oh, she's so smart. She's so cunning. She's so nice. Some people piss off with me for talking this thing because they benefited from her or her family. Like I give a damn. Like I give a damn. But this is what we go through. And this is shame and disgrace we bring upon our country, our people, that we need to rectify. And all the church we go to, if we don't pray for God to forgive us for what we did to our fathers and talk about them, and let this woman do to us for 12 years, let her children butt fuck our boys and the children, as leaders of our nation, ministers, bank governors, national security chiefs, and we sit down and tolerate this thing, and we say God will bless us. We need to repent. Our nation needs forgiveness. Let me take a break. I'll be back for my next topic. I gotta wet my whistle. Hold it, please. Let's look at one aspect why our society is so fucked up today because excuse me. They're not corona. They're not corona. It's just some the bullshit for it. Wow, country's so fucked up today. Our education. Liberia education today. Let's look at our educational process. In the olden days, our educational system stopped at 8th grade. When you achieve 8th grade, you knew you were a man or woman that were talking on them. You knew you were a man or woman because 8th grade wasn't no small grade. So I will leave that era. Then came the modern era before me, where people did things by age. For you to graduate from law school, you had to have a master's degree. You couldn't just come out of 4 years of college and go to law school. No. You were a little baby boy. You were immature. You had to go get your master's degree first. Come back home, then go to law school. Prove that you understand the world or work for government before you go to law school. Gain experience. Our law school will look at reverence. They didn't want children practicing law in Liberia. You had to be mature. They look at it as something for mature men and women. Not even women too. Few women had went to law school. Maybe Auntie Brooks them if they had the chance. But then came my era. After the coup, I left straight from college, went straight to law school. Did what I had to do in law school. Prove that we could do the same thing. But before me, there were people like Cyril Jones and all the other sharp guys that went through law school. Even Bromsky and all the guys. Banks, all the guys. They went to law school. I know if Banks went to Liberian law school. Maybe Banks did go. I don't know. I don't even know if Johnny Lewis went to law school in Liberia. But they probably did. But those guys graduated from New York University and Yale, but and came back to teach. But there were guys who graduated from school in Liberia and went abroad and came back to teach. So during my time, there was Cyril Jones and all of the guys before me. They were making noise and they were the boys that had the news coming out of law school. Oh, they got all these sharp guys. I said, okay, we're coming. Our time coming. So when we got there, our turn, So it changed during my time. There was more demand for educated people, young people. Many of the old people that maintained that old system of getting your master before you come into practice law and all that kind of thing, they had died or left the country. The other ones that there, when they know we needed lawyers, they couldn't stop people. That was the revolution. People were going straight to law school. I know some people who didn't even get 4-year degree, they got AA degree. Some people had 2 AA degree, so they let them go to law school. Some people had 1 AA degree, they let them go to law school. We didn't know that until afterwards. But the rest of us who have 4 years law school, guaranteed, went with them. But that was a challenge. And that was during the last era of dual. That was the time, last era, we got money free from the state. Because when during Turbo time, Turbo started giving us stimulants to free education. The lower kids had some sort of free education. We in college were getting $50 and a certain number of books free. We're getting $50 worth of books free, and our tuition was cheap. I paid $37 a semester. That's why I did that. That was the main reason I didn't come to America after the coup, because we had a chance to come to America. After the no, I go in law school. If I leave my law school and come to America here, even on the U.S. government, they didn't guarantee us any kind of help. They just told us we'll take you off from this. We'll save your lives, your whole care, take you to America and just dump you there, and you gotta make your living. Those that supported us and your family were close to us, we support them. Like some of the Talbots, some of the other big family who were close to the U.S. government and supported them. They supported their families. The rest of us who were outside children and poor, they didn't have time for us. They didn't care about us. They were just coming to dump us in America here to suffer and die. Like some of my other friends, they were driving bus and had to stop their education. I said, no, I prefer to suffer. I would face, I did nothing in Liberia. I did nothing to nobody. I was also a child. I was not in the mix. I didn't enjoy the stealing and shit. I just was a remnant of my father's fun and enjoy. So I didn't do nothing wrong. But my name, I still had to suffer the consequences of whatever my father was accused of with the name. That didn't bother me. I went through that. I stayed focused. And people think it's about revenge. No, it's not. No, it's not. I'm not that kind of guy. I'm not that kind of guy. I'm a Christian. I don't dwell on revenge. I don't care about revenge. I care about Liberia being all Liberia can be. Liberian people following our laws to build our country, to enhance our educational system that has been so depleted since I left Liberia in 1983 or 85. That's when I left Liberia. The system went totally down because I could see war coming. People were leaving the country, the brain drain was going. Even the education we got today, only a few people in Liberian children are smart. Our education system is so terrible, but yet our children are so determined to learn, are so focused on setting their future in a positive place. That's why I'm encouraged to come back time and time and time again to teach. To teach. Because although many are called, few are chosen to come back and listen and absorb and grow in that light. And that's the same teaching Jesus taught us. With the farmer throwing the seeds in the field to grow, some will fall on good ground, some will fall on weed, and the weed will eat it and devour it. Same thing with teaching. I don't need no group. I need no 10,000, 12,000 political followings. No. I need people who will take what I'm departing and turn it into fruits of educational living and prosperity for them and their posterity. So it's not about people who fight for people to listen to them or watch them or learn from them. Gandhi didn't do that. The people didn't know about Gandhi when it was time for him to come. Gandhi did his newspaper, everything all his life. Same thing with Martin Luther. Same thing with everything else. Same thing with Tony Commander Chesson. So everything got its time. And we learned that in education. We learned that through the pains of desiring to learn. And when you desire to learn, nothing can stop you. Nothing. Everything will open up under you. And I've told you people time and time again. When you're a student, people will always be there for you. When people know you're a student and you're striving for education, and you're not only striving, you're achieving something. People see you go to high school, you graduate. You go to college, you graduate. You attend law school or something like that. People will always help you. Not only have you demonstrated that you can struggle and succeed, you are continuing on the path to leadership, to bigger and better things. When you leave college and go on to law school, you're leaving, going out and looking for a job, to attaining a career where you don't have to go work for nobody. You can just get up on your own and go to court. Like me, I can just get up and go to court. I can do my show. That's the extent of my education. Self-confidence. All this is self-confidence too. Level of education. You think I just come here every day and do this show? No. I have to ask Jesus to give me wisdom to say what I want to say, to make my presentation sound. So when people listen to anything and say, oh, Chesson talking something, they may not like it. Because many Liberians don't want me to talk, listen, they want me to take sides, like Ella Cummings and Borkai, everybody takes sides. I don't take sides. I'm a teacher. I don't care about who leads Liberia. I don't care. As long as they're doing the right thing, as long as they got the right, fair, and just leadership in place. But we haven't seen that yet. That's why I haven't served in any leadership in my country. Besides my early days where I worked for Dole because I had nothing else to nowhere else to go. I knew nothing else. I had just come out of school. And God bless me, I'm in this country. I can have the opportunity as a law-abiding citizen to go out and pursue my own happiness. Do what I want to do if I can, to achieve what I want to achieve under the laws of the land as a law-abiding citizen. And that's why you always got to keep yourself up with being law-abiding. It's not easy. Just doing this show, you know how many things I got to do? Huh? Some people don't understand it, but I understand it as an educated man. What kind of documents I got to do? File. What kind of payment I got to make? It's not that I got to do it so much, but I know better. And he who knows better is held to a higher standard. And this is the benefit of education. This is why Liberia's education today must be uplifted, must be changed. I hear that Zawolo wants, Professor Zawolo wants to take over the MCSS. And was Isis Zawolo from Yula. I know Zawolo when he was younger. He wants to take over Yula. He said he has the ability to do that. So if this man has the ability to do that, and he's a man who's not a yes man, and knows what he's going to do and what it takes to change our educational system in Liberia, why not let the man do it? Why not let him do it? If he can supervise the Monrovia Consolidated School System, to grow with good teachers, with a good system of leadership. Why can't he go there? We need educated people. Our education today is almost non-existent. It's so bad and terrible. We need teachers. We need educators. We need the money infused into our educational system. Not only the president's alma mater, we got to look at our overall educational system in Liberia, especially our primary and secondary education. We got to pay attention to those because those were the same thing in the olden days that made Liberia what it is today. When our leaders used to step in eighth grade, and eighth grade was so strong, so buttressed in our educational process that people could leave eighth grade and lead our nation and lay a foundation for law and order for our country. Many of our parents stopped in eighth grade. Many of our parents who led Liberia stopped in eighth grade. But they understood the value of education. They understood how important it was that even though they did not achieve higher education, it was important to open the door for theirs and others, their children and other children, to travel abroad to learn. No matter how corrupt the system was then. Because anywhere in the world, you have corrupt people like that. People with opportunities above other people will always provide for their families and their children. That's the way of life. But what matters is, after time, after the majority of the people begin to open our eyes to the ills of the past and want to change it, we have to be of the mindset, of the innate abilities to know that certain things got to be changed, to know what we cannot change, and to let those things take place naturally. What does that bring us to? To the same prayer of serenity. Know the things you can change, know the things you cannot change, and pray that you know the difference between the two. And this is where we are today. You see, how as a Christian everything boils down to what the Bible teaches us, to what Jesus taught us, to how he laid the fruits for democracy, for progress and advancement in our lives today. And we want to know these things and follow them. Our lives may be far better and easier than they are now. Because we can't continue to persist in an ignorant society. We can't continue to live in a stagnated society. If we must grow as a people in unity, in solidarity, in strength. We must know that our strengths are in diversity. We are a diverse people in a diverse nation, and we should respect that diversity and honor it to enhance our societal growth, progress, and advancement. Sticks and stones can break our bones, but words should never hurt us if our justice system is forthright, is honest, is sincere, is for the people. And that's why we need men who will be leaders, forthright, honest, sincere, in fulfilling our constitutional obligations and goals, to provide Liberians the avenues to pursue their happiness under the law and be punished under the law too. Because just as Jesus loves us, that's just how he punishes us. Same example in our democracy. I take a break and I end my class. Will peace and stability hold? Peace and stability will hold in Liberia so long as the Liberian people are determined to ensure that peace and stability persist. Our leaders have always been the catalyst for problems in our society. Their greed, their disunity, their intentions to politically divide our people along tribal lines have always been the source of problems in our society. We have always suffered for the wills and ills and the thinkings of a few people because of their own selfish, evil ways and ideals and greed. But our democracy means more to us than all of these people with all of their ideals and all of their thinkings. There's only one idea that we hold dear to us as our ideals to lead our country and people to freedom and peace and stability. And that is through the Constitution and laws of the Republic of Liberia. Through our Constitution. All the shenanigans, all the bullshit, our Constitution is the glue that holds our country and people together. And so long as our laws and Constitution are followed, so long as our judiciary is capable of effectively interpreting our laws as the talented and trained professionals that they should be, our country will remain intact. Because nothing overpowers justice. Justice provides freedom. Freedom allows us to pursue our happiness. And that is why our Constitution is the bedrock everything that holds our country together, that holds our peace and stability together. For too long, our leaders have messed with our laws. For too long, our courts have been stooges to other branches of government. These things have not fared well for us in our country. These things have not helped to unify and solidify us as a people. We got to put right where right belongs. We got to put our eggs in the right basket, man. We got too much at stake for our near and distant futures to fail time and time again. We must rise. We must rise. We are God's people. No man under the sun is greater or better or stronger or smarter or more intelligent than we are. We are God's people. No man is better than us. We are God's people. Rise. 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 Aruta! My class is done. I gotta get the hell out of here. Have a good day. Take care. Govern yourselves accordingly. See you tomorrow.